Good evening, everyone. I'm Rashina Smith, and this is another episode of In Case You Missed It. So, I want to say to anybody who is starting out in life, whether you are starting a business, whether you are going back to school, whether you are trying to, whatever it is that, your vision is, your dream, I want to say, though it seems small right now, don't give up and don't quit. The Bible says in Zechariah chapter 4 verse 10, do not despise these small beginnings. So just because it's starting out small, that doesn't mean that one day it's not going to become great. I want to use the example of people that are going back to school, trying to further their education. So I basically spent my 20s in and out of college. I absolutely had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Um, so I would start school, stop, start school, stop. I worked a lot of odd jobs. I worked at a lot of, like drugstores. I worked like a lot of stuff. Like I worked at Walgreens. Walgreens was like my main job because I worked at Walgreens 3 different times. I loved Walgreens, still love Walgreens. I'm an avid shopper of Walgreens. So but I didn't give up. I always knew that I eventually, when I figured out what it was that I was supposed to be doing with my life, that I would return back to college and complete my education. As well as, I remember one time when I was on the steps of the community college that I transferred to, I heard the Lord speak to me, and He said, if you want to travel, you want to see some things, finish your course this time. And so that really stuck with me and really resonated with me. And so that's basically why I stuck it out this time, because I knew I wanted to accomplish great things with my life. So when I started school, I had a lot of setbacks. I started at the community college. I remember literally when we went on winter break and we came back that January, all my classes were dropped one day before school started. And I received an email stating that my financial aid had not been processed and didn't go through. So I was beyond heartbroken because I was like, if this was the case, I could have handled this over the winter break. As well as I ended up getting on academic probation because I couldn't pass a class. So I had to take some more time off. I ended up going back to school. I went in 2014. Then they said that stuff about my financial aid didn't go through. So then I ended up going back full time the summer of 2015. Went 2016, ended up on academic probation. So the beginning of 2017, I couldn't attend school, and I started at the other community college. I ended up transferring to the fall of 2017. And so the fall of 2017, I went for 2 years, graduated, received my associate's degree. Then from Edgecombe Community College in Tarboro, North Carolina. Then I transferred to East Carolina University in August of 2019, graduated from there. And it's amazing how that time flew by. I remember the very first day, me waiting at the bus stop, and I was so ecstatic about going to the university that I was taking all these selfies and uploading them onto my Instagram at the time. And I ended up graduating with my bachelor's degree in journalism, May of 2022. And so even now, I'm still trying to get my foot in the door. As far as when it comes to journalism, I really want to be a news anchor. My goal would be to work at Good Morning America. That would be like the opportunity of a lifetime. I practice that every day. Watch this. I'm Rashina Smith, and this is Good Morning America. So I'm ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. However, it is a process. The one thing I can say, the advice that I would give to anybody that is going back to school, whatever type of job you do want to land, try to get an internship at the company in which you want to work at. That will make it much easier with you getting your foot in the door if you try with an internship. So I'm saying all of this, and I ended up graduating in May, and I was 34, getting ready to turn 35. And it's amazing because a lot of the kids that I was going to school with, I was 2 and 3 years younger than their parents. So I was going to college with a bunch of 17, 18, 19 year olds. However, they all said I looked very young, which, 34 is young, but, I'm just saying, like, I was in it with a bunch of 18-year-olds and whatnot. And so, but I knew what I wanted to do with my life at that point, and I wasn't going to let anything or anybody stop me. And God provided. He made a way for me to pay my bills. He made a way for me to take care of myself. I didn't miss not one meal. Didn't miss not one bill. Not one bill was late. My bills were paid in advance. God provided. So I'm just saying all of this to say that if it's really something you really want to do it, because the time is going to go by anyway. And I don't care how long it takes, because like I said, it took me 8 years to receive a 4-year degree. But the key was I didn't give up. I didn't quit, even though there were times I wanted to quit. There were times I wanted to give up. There were times I wanted to throw in the towel, because school is not easy and it's not for the weak. There were times when I wanted to go out and party. There were times when I wanted to go out and hang with my friends and hang with, my boyfriend or whatever. And I couldn't because, oh, I have an exam. Oh, I have a test tomorrow, so I got to study. I got to be up all night studying, And then there are times I'll be at work and I want to talk to people, but I can't because I'm doing my homework. I'm working on this schoolwork. I had to bring my laptop to work a lot of times. And so, I just want to say, though, don't give up. Even now with me, I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm grateful for all my followers. Like, I don't have a lot of followers. I have like 100 and something followers. But thank you to all the people that follow me. I appreciate it because you see something in me. And I so appreciate that the follow. I do not despise the day of small beginnings, because one day when I have over 1 million followers, I'm going to remember how I only had 150 followers at one time. But followers do not define you. But I'm just making this video in case you missed it, because again, like I said, if it's something in your heart that you really want to do, whether it's starting a business, whether it's going back to school, whatever it is, I don't really know what your dream might be, because there's different strokes for different folks. Have faith and just don't give up. Don't stop saying it until you see it. Don't stop believing it until you see it. It will happen. If it's one thing I have, it's a lot of faith. Because the Bible says without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So have faith. Don't give up. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, do it. That time is going to go by anyway. So that is tonight's episode of In Case You Missed It. Until next time, sprinkle, sprinkle.